We didn't defend the rim early. They kept attacking the rim, getting easy shots inside, whether it's offensive rebounds or drives. And so if we're taking J's and they're attacking the rim, then we're going to be in trouble. And that's what happened early on. They got a good little lead on us.
You had that early storm. Just talk about the overtime. Just what were they able to do to take control?
I mean, if you look at the overtime, it was almost like a series of really tough shots that they hit. You know, Turkaloo, that's what he does. He hits big shots. That's why they brought him in, and he delivered tonight.
What about Bosch? I mean, he had 5 offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter alone, like just keeping them off the board, giving them second chances.
A lot of times with their team, they put you in rotation. So he's so long that a lot of times we'll have somebody smaller rotating to him, and that's when he can really thrive on offensive glass. As an offensive rebounder myself, I love it when there's rotation, so I can attack somebody's 2-guard or 3-man or something like that and gain an advantage.
Brendan, you talk about Turkle getting big shots, but I mean, Karan's right in his grill, and he still.
Well, it wasn't bad defense. I mean, but at the same time, we gave them that momentum early on, so it wasn't bad defense. He hit tough shots. I mean, I've been watching Turkle for a while. That seems like what he does. He did that in Orlando all last year.
Flip said you lost the game in the first quarter. I mean, you guys started 2 of 18 from the floor.
Yeah. I mean, gotta agree with that.
When you talk Gil hit it to the basket, do you feel like that was you guys were headed to another overtime?
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get the layup, and then both of Blatch's tips looked good to me from where I was sitting. So I thought we were headed to overtime, but it didn't work out like that, and we gotta get ready for Detroit.
You mentioned that you guys were switching on defense a lot. How much of that was kind of by design? How much of that was maybe what they did to you?
It's not switching; it's just rotations. You know, every defensive team's gonna when teams run pick and rolls, there's gonna be rotations, and they're a type of team that sometimes when they're really hot, they can give you trouble with their rotations.
You ended the night with 16 rebounds. Can you just talk about your performance?
I mean, that's what this team needs me to do: rebound and defend. And that's what I try to do on a nightly basis.
Brendan, how about Detroit coming up? I mean, you put this one behind you. You go to Detroit. I mean, they're a little bit of a different team than they have been in the past. How do you see that, and what you guys have to do against them?
Have to come out, have a good start, and then we have to attack the basket and protect the basket. It's pretty simple, and I think we'll be able to do that.
Oh, it hurts, you know, because we've been trying to get over that hump. You know, we've been trying to get to 500. You know, so a game like this, we know we should have had at home, but you know, came up short. You know, Ace and Zero gonna be back. You know, I was waiting for a 3, and he's gonna turn his back and walk into the locker room, but you know, we missed the layup. It's all right though. I wanted him to. I ain't seen it. I ain't never seen him do it live. You know, he's been out for 2 years.
But that being said, you think he made the right decision to go to the basket?
Oh yeah, he could get to the hole anytime. So he probably thought he was gonna get fouled. So he looked for the foul more in the air than just. He was right there. He could have just laid it in, but you know that's Gil. You know.
All right. You change your shoes in the second half? Is that right?
Oh yeah, those was bad luck. The first ones I started off with was bad luck. So you know, Deshaun told me to change my shoes, go with what we're making you get 20 points a game. So.
What did you have in the first half?
Some all blue shoes I made for a certain person. They told me to wear them, and I tried to wear them, man. I started off 0 for 3, we was losing by 20 almost, so had to throw those away.
It seemed like the assistant coaches are also kind of talking to you after timeouts, especially in the third quarter. What do they say to you, and what do they do for your game?
Oh, that helps, you know, them keeping me in during, you know, when my shots not falling and things not going well, they still believe in me, so that gives me a lot of hope and a lot of confidence to go out there and just still play basketball.
What types of things are they saying to you? Like, what are they?
Oh, just rebound. We don't care if you miss shots. Just play hard on defense.
I don't know. I just don't think about dunking anymore. I just figure, you know, we're down 2. I beat my guy to the basket, and I'm thinking he's gonna jump to try to block the shot. You know, so I'll try to beat him to the punch, jump into him, and then let his weight push me back towards the rim, and try to get the and one. Yeah, I mean, you know, we can. I mean, we can say that, you know, but you know, we dug ourselves in the hole. You know, gave them life. You know, especially when a team that you know we figured I was gonna break. You know, because of what happened. You know, up in Atlanta. You know, we gave them life and they just hung in. You know, but this is the NBA. You know, every team's gonna fight. You know, we didn't lay down. We came in. We fought hard. You know,
What do you think happened during that stretch to cause you guys to get down?
They hit easy. You know, they had 10 points and fast break, getting easy layups, getting easy dunks, wide open for the three, and we just couldn't hit a basket.
Saunders said you tried having to shoot around, tried not having to shoot around. So what needs to change to get better energy to start games?
Just gotta come out with energy. You know, that's all. It has nothing to do with shoot around or not shooting around. And you know, it's something with this our first unit. You know, we gotta come to play. I don't know if we're warming up, you know, good enough, or I don't know what it is, but you know, we're not starting off the game the way we should be.
Yo, can you talk about that shot Turkoglu made in the corner? There might be two guys in the building that would even have the courage to shoot that.
Two guys, that's one guy. Oh shit. You know, that's a hard shot for a right-hander. You know, coming across your body back to the, you know, the hoop. You know, I'm surprised he didn't airball it, but it went in. You know, we've seen him do it, you know, numerous times, and he did it tonight.
Think about how tough it is, knowing that you guys have won 2 in a row. This game could have put you a little step closer to 500.
You know, every game is a step closer to whatever we need to get to. You know, we just got to keep grinding. You know, we're 2-1 this month, and you know, we have a game, you know, Sunday.
Any thought of just trying to win it right there? Any thought of just trying to win it right
Thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it, but I figured, you know, that's what he was expecting. And that's how I got so wide open, because he pushed up on me thinking I was going to go back for the three. And I went in and blew the layup.
Does it seem like some nights you all play to the competition? It seems like you'll be up and down. You'll play a playoff team. And you'll have to
it's hard to say that because every team is a playoff team. You know, you can't go by, you know, the team's record. You know, everyone's in the NBA. Everyone's, you know, has talented teams. It's just who comes to play more. You know, we've never blown this team out. You know, so you know, we was expecting a dogfight.
Did you feel like you were in a pretty good rhythm tonight offensively? How did you feel about the game?
I felt I hit some shots. You know, listening to Sam, you know, he just said I'm not aggressive enough. I don't know what it means. You know, he's just saying, you know, I just need to, you know, try to take over games and try to get that confidence back. You know, but you know, I hit shots.
Were you feeling?
Yeah, you know, I felt, you know, confident, felt good. You know, I did in the first half too.
You guys got Detroit, and you know they're a little bit different than what they've been in the past. What do you expect when you go out there?
You know, a team that's gonna play with energy. You know, they play hard. You know, in this league, you know, you playing hard is gonna win you games. You know, tonight we faced a 3-point shooting team. Tomorrow we're facing a team that likes to drive. You know, depending if Ben Gordon's playing or not.
Flip said he was more angry after this loss than he has been with any of the other ones. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, because we more mental breakdowns. We just couldn't get a stop when we wanted to. You know, we cheated too much on this team. You know, and they made us pay.
Crucial possession of the game. You went out kind of near where Earl was. You guys ran into each other, ended up in a turnover. Just miscommunication.
Yeah. He told me to come. I'm thinking he said, come get the ball. That's usually what he said, but he was trying to tell me to come so he can go pass the ball to Brendan. And I said, well, next time use your little arm and wave me through. Wave me through means get through. Go like this means come get the ball. So that's what it was.
Talk about Chris Bosh, a huge game.
You know, that's what I said. You know, he bounced back. And, you know, that's in the NBA, you know, when you're a superstar, you have to learn how to bounce back from nights like he had in Toronto. You know, he had 0 for 2. You know, I think he had, 2 points from the free throw line, you know, and, you know, he comes back and bounces back tonight.